What's up, everyone? For those who don't know, I'm Ando. Here with me at Backbeat today, I've got Arya, and joining us via phone from Melbourne, we've got Kudos. Thanks heaps for joining me for a chat today, guys. Today's meeting's not a random one. We've got some exciting news to share. So, Arya, you want to do the honours and share what the news is?
Thank you. Yeah. So we have been working very, very hard on a track for a very, very long time, and it's finally ready to be released on the 19th of this month, this coming weekend. And that is our track that we've all worked together on called Change. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the basics.
So I guess I'll start by this. It's really interesting how this track came to be instrumentally. And the name Change originally started because of the change at the end of the song, and I didn't know what to title it when I was producing it. So I was like, I'll call it Change because there's a pretty epic change at the end. And then when I was showing Arya the song, and there was a line that she put in there where she's seeing signs of change in me. It was like, well, change it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the track originally started out, it was actually for another artist. I started writing it for. They'd asked me to write a particular style, and it just morphed into what it was, which wasn't what they were looking for, which worked out perfectly well because it turned into what it is. So, but yeah, there was always this section where I could hear it needed a rap on it, and then I showed a few people around the coast that we've been working with, and no one really vibed with it. And I'd seen Kudos, you were releasing some tunes and stuff, and I was like, man, I wonder if he'd be keen to have a listen and jump on. So I sent it over to you, and then yeah, you were keen. So that was sweet. What was your sort of thoughts of the track when we sent it over to you, man?
I really like it. I really like the vocals. I like the lyrics. My favorite thing is the drums part. Not to blow smoke Ando's way, but the drums are so crazy. Like, yeah, when I found out you were a drummer in a past life, it makes absolute sense. Because that crescendo between the two of you guys at the end is like the most epic. It's like some cinematic explosion that should be in like the ad for a big Hollywood movie. It's so crazy. And helped my vocals as well at the end there, and it added that to the crescendo. It was fucking perfectly placed. Like, yeah. But what caught me about it first, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I like a bit of a challenge. Hey, it's not the regular kind of beat I'd rap to. It's not really the type of music I write to very much. But the light the fire, I think, was the line that I sort of grabbed onto and was like, okay, let's take the concept of lighting that fire for yourself and flesh that out into a verse. So I think, yeah, if anything, like the drums got me and the idea to light the fire.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet, man. Yeah, to me, I think you knocked out of the park with the lyrics that you wrote and the way it sits with the message that Arya's got going. It just works so well together. And as soon as I got your verse, and I was like, oh man, that fire's inside of you. Like I could just hear that echoing over the end, like you said straight away. I was like, that's got to go in. There's got to be like this dual vocal thing happening at the end there. So. Yeah, it worked really well, man. I was super stoked when you sent it through. It was, yeah, perfect. Exactly what I was picturing. And
yeah.
Well, I guess Ray, you're the star of this show. Like, tell us your inspiration of the track and.
Yeah, I guess it just kind of flowed through when Ando sent through the track. It just immediately sparked the lyrics that I wrote. I was just able to sit down and pretty much flow with them. There wasn't a whole lot of editing needed, so I feel like it was just meant to be. It came together well. And I suppose the main inspiration for that, which I think you and I spoke about Kudos around that time on the phone, was mainly just doing a lot of self-reflection at that time, at a certain period in my life where I was just collapsing things and trying to rebuild, and it just kind of came to me that there was a version of myself at one point in life that really, really didn't show up for myself very well. And it's, we can see that in maybe situations or people in our life that also reflect that, but mainly just looking and doing the self-reflection and seeing that it was like a owed to me, a past version of me that had to die. Hence the change in me.
Yeah, awesome. I think a lot of people can probably relate to that. I know I certainly can. Which is something crazy I've noticed about working with Arya. She's like, I've never worked with an artist who I'll be sitting here and I'll bring up a beat where I've just like, it's a half-baked idea. It's literally just drums and bass or something. There might be a little key loop in there or something. And she'll listen to it about 4 times and then has a vocal melody. Like just about any style, any genre, you just throw it at her and she'll come up with something. It's freaking crazy, man. And I've noticed, I definitely know Kudos. We go a fair way back on the sunny coast here. I remember you when you were about sort of 15, 16, coming up in high school, doing the rapping scene up around Noosa and that. I used to do some gigs with you up there and stuff. And I've definitely noticed over the years something you've never been afraid of is, as you said, challenging yourself to rapping over different beats and that. And it's something I definitely admire about your music is it's, you know, there's always some different elements to it, which is awesome too. So yeah, it's awesome to work with really good quality artists. And yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess another element that we could talk about for a minute is just the collaboration from abroad. Like, obviously, you're down in Melbourne. I found it easy as the producer. It was like, obviously, you've got a bit of a setup at home too. The stems, the quality of the audio you sent me was perfect. I didn't really have to do all that much mixing and stuff to it, but how do you find that? Do you work with other artists away from Melbourne very much, or?
Yeah, I mean, I have in the past. I try not to do it too often. I really like being in the studio with people. Yeah. And it's also the way that I go with collaborations. Usually when people send me something, I give them a bit of a disclaimer, which is it's either going to come fast or it's just not going to come at all. And so it's so funny. Sometimes people send me music that I like absolutely love and it just nothing comes up. Yeah. You know? And then there can be like songs like this one where it's not really the type of music I listen to, but something hit me. I think I wrote it in like an hour or maybe like half an hour or something and just like recorded it real quick and sent it out and just felt really good about it straight away. Yeah. Yeah, so it just depends. It is nice working with someone like you, Ando, because you're a drummer and you understand rhythm so much, is that I feel like rappers and drummers are kind of similar because it's almost like like lyrical, you know, percussion with rappers. And when I've worked with people in the past, if I send them stems, sometimes they might place them in an area that's just not in the pocket that I really wrote them and put them. They'll move it slightly out. Yeah. And people that don't have that really acute sense for timing, they won't understand when I tell them, you know, you've taken the swing away from it, like you've made it in time, or they've done something that I can just feel it under my skin and like no one else hears that. But I guess working with someone remotely like yourself, where I have a good trust that you understand rhythm on a really deep level, that stuff like that wouldn't be an issue. But usually I'd say like, I like being in the studio with people. Yeah. It's not often anymore that I break that rule. But yeah, I mean, it just depends. It depends on people. You know, you have rules, you break them, you know, I don't know. But I wouldn't say it happens. Most of the stuff I do these days is with Melbourne artists. Like I'm surrounded by people here and constantly in the studio with people here. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. And I can relate. It's one of those things as a producer, I haven't been producing for that long. I sort of started after COVID. I lost all my gigs, obviously, my drumming gigs and throughout COVID, and so I decided to sell all my kits and set up a little studio at home just so I could still be creative even though I couldn't play drums, and it's just sort of snowballed from there. I kind of fell in love with the process, and I've always worked in studios as a drummer but never been the guy behind the desk, but I've been really enjoying learning the art of producing and mixing and editing and all that sort of stuff, and what I have learned over the last sort of 5 years is that it's really easy to overproduce stuff and to sort of speak to what you were saying a little bit before, it's like it would be really easy for people to like over quantize vocals and things. And when you've got a vocalist in particular, a rapper or a singer who has a really good sense of rhythm, and then you try and over quantize them, it just sucks all the life out of the performance. So I guess it's an important skill to be able to hear when something's intentionally got that bit of swing to it, or if it's genuinely like out of time and it sounds out of place. So, but again, like, because we've known each other for a while, and I kind of know your vibe. I knew that the nuances of your swing, that was like, there's parts where it's not quite on the beat, but it's not meant to be on the beat. That was intentional. Like, yeah. So, and what else have you got going on in Melbourne? Quickly, Kudos. You guys have been doing some. I've seen a heap of like live jam stuff happening down there. It looks awesome. Some of the video footage you've been posting.
Yeah, so we've got a jam night every Tuesday called Don't Sweat the Technique, and that's been going for about 3 years. It's a live band, and it's just like basically maybe like 2 hours in a night of just full freestyle. So I'll host once a month. So we're just doing that as a residency at the moment. Outside of that, I've been producing a lot of my own music, so just having people around the studio. I have actually got a bunch of music that's written, but I don't have any backing for it at the moment. So I've speaking of drummers, my friend Anthony, I know him as Shorty. I think his last name's Murray. Anyway, my mate Anthony, who's a very good drummer, he's got a studio around the corner, and we're going to start recording a project soon where we're going to write the beat, just raps and drums. So I've got the raps all written, and we're just going to create drums for it, like live drums, and just record live drums for it. So the drums will just completely follow the raps. Yeah. And then after that, we're going to bring a keys player in. After that, we'll bring a bass player in. And then after that, we might bring a guitarist in.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I think I'm going to call the EP From the Drums Up. Yeah. And it's just going to be, sort of building it. Well, it kind of is the opposite way I usually would, because usually I'd make a beat and then I'd rap to it, whereas this way we start with the raps and then...
That's cool, man.
That's from there.
Really cool concept.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, but other than that, just, hanging out as many artists as I can,
Awesome, man. There's a lot of stuff happening up here at the coast. I've been out of the scene for a long time. Ray, you probably know more about it than I do at the moment. We got Soul Bars still kicking. It's been on for a long time now. Dimmy and the crew did an awesome job setting that up. So Ocean Street, as far as I'm aware, is still like the spot to be. I'm a dad with 4 kids and a full-time job outside the music, so I don't get out that much anymore. But what are your thoughts on the scene up here at the moment?
Yeah, I think Ocean Street's coming back to life. It obviously died out a lot during COVID, as did everything. There's other little places like the Precinct in Nambour kicks off. It's a small space, but they get some really good artists in. And I'm just trying to think, Noosa was doing pretty well for a while there, but there's been some kind of issues surrounding noise there, so I think that's not doing so great. So it is mainly Ocean Street, and then just your random pubs and restaurants. Malula Bar, you'll hear live music most Fridays, Saturdays as well. But Ocean Street mainly.
As much and I guess the Ocean Street's the main joint for sort of original stuff, and then there's the station at Batinia that's more bigger artists. They occasionally get some local stuff in there, but
then I think people try to host their own backyard kind of festivals and events, and I know there's a lot of that going on at the moment as well. People trying to bring that scene together to put the power back in their hands, because obviously it was a big blow for everyone when the restrictions came in, and as you said, you lost a lot of work, and a lot of people did. So it's been good to see that starting to come back to life too. I just wanted to kind of know, obviously everyone's got their different process, and you can tag off people's lyrics and just understand the theme and write off that, or all sorts of different things, but was there any actual hard-hitting kind of memory or anything that you felt like you've experienced when you did receive the track from us that kind of ignited that ability to just flow with the writing for you?
trying to think because I was listening to it before, just sort of refreshed in my head. I think, yeah, no, like the way that I write lyrics, so there's like multi-syllabic rhymes. So like, what is it? Fire inside of you, walking away at times it'll hide from you. So it inside of you, hide from you. And I'll sort of find those puzzle pieces and I'll have them in my head and then I write backwards with them.
Yeah.
So I'll sort of fire inside of you would be like, the opening line is very relevant to what you're saying. And then I'll go, oh, times it'll hide from you. Oh, yeah, what does that mean? And I'll sort of think about the puzzle piece at the end. And then I'll sort of like go into depth about what that means and see if I can find some kind of relevant meaning and fill in the space. It's weird when I explain it like that because it seems very technical and kind of clinical, but it's like, I think with yours, it was a really interesting exercise because we hadn't met before. So to be able to listen to your song and sort of try to find at least my own like empathetic level of how do I empathize with this? Who is this person? What are they trying to tell me? How do they feel? And so for me, it was interesting because usually the puzzle pieces are more trying to fill in the space of how I feel. But in this sense, it was more trying to mirror how you feel.
Yeah.
And I think because it's such a universal subject of having a fire inside of you and being, having something happen in which, you need to bring yourself back from the, I kind of, in my mind, it's almost like the phoenix rising from the ashes is like the visual in my head. Yeah, so I think it was like partly that and also partly feeling the crescendo at the end of the song, like feeling like rhythmically, you hear I sort of go from being quite like simple and spacious and then it sort of starts getting more technical and developed as it goes through because I wanted the verse to have a similar feeling of journey that your song had. But I wouldn't say like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird one because I definitely felt the emotion when I wrote it, but I feel like I connected with it on more of a like a speculative sense than something that I was going through at the time that I wrote it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. It's just the reason I ask is it was just insane to me how quickly you got it back and just all of it, but a lot of the things that you said, the way that you empathize with it, it was just insane. It fit in so perfectly to me. Like the line when it was talking to faces that came in the night.
Yeah.
The trap sent by the hunter that's out to attack. Like a single line in there it's wonderful the way that you've broken it down and pieced it together. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think like I appreciate you saying that, and I think it's interesting because the way that you say that, it's like it's a reflection of how well you wrote the song prior to me hearing it. Because you've written in such a beautiful way that's so personal to you, but at the same time so universal and so relatable to everybody else that I think it's like a perfect canvas for someone like me to come in and reflect that back to you. So I hope that you take it as the compliment that it is that the way that you feel about it, it's just a reflection of how well you wrote your, you created such a beautiful canvas for me to insert this part onto that, that piece of the painting. So I'd love to take more credit, but I think it's a very much shared credit there that it's a real reflection of what you've written and it's a beautiful song. Yeah, beautiful.
Tar, thanks, man. And obviously, I think if we can't place any credit anywhere, it should just all go to Ando.
It should definitely go to Ando for sure. The beat is fucking bonkers. You drew the drums, hey?
Yeah, it's all MIDI. It's all That
stuff blows my mind.
Yeah,
insane.
It's one of the good things about being a drummer is that I can write in MIDI as if I'm playing the drum part. Like I wrote it as if someone gave me that piece of music and said, "Can you play drums to this?" That's how I wrote the drums. So I was like, I guess it's a privileged place to be to have that 20 odd years of playing drums experience to call on in those moments. Yeah,
it's insane. I learned how to write ghost notes recently, and I was pretty impressed with myself.
Yeah, nice. It's like that's the feel. Like once you got that nailed, if you can nail ghost notes, it's like that's how you create feeling with drums. That's all you need. Did you have anything else any other shout outs you want to make, Kudos, or any other
stuff you want?
Yeah. What are some other rappers that you guys are going to be working with?
So Ray's got heaps. I've been working with obviously Jai for about 18 months now, and done a little bit with Tucky. He's been in and out as well. So he's been reaching out a little bit lately, and he's keen to do some more stuff. So keep working with him. Ray's been working with, did a little bit with Megalodon.
Yeah.
We're going to do some tracking for Slurpee tonight, I think.
Yeah, and there's a brother up in Cairns as well. That's probably further down the track. His name's Diggus Be Known. He's awesome, real funky type dude. So we'll get to that at some point. There's lots of different projects all over the shop at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's heaps of cool cats like from the sort of Sunny Coast Brisbane area that I'd never heard of before until I met these guys and we started doing this sort of stuff. And then Jai did a couple of shows and Ray's got Jai in for a couple of shows and that with him. Jazz, there's a guy named Jazz. I don't know if you know him. I don't know his actual real name. I only know him by his artist name. Apparently he grew up here on the coast and went to Markula or Majimba or something like that. Man, the dude is like he's got that. A lot of his beats are like boom bap sort of beats. And he real fast and real articulate. Like he's got a silver tongue, that guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Or I also forgot, got some tracks going on with Verses up in down.
Verse from Sydney, yeah.
Verse, yeah. So he's an awesome dude. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a really cool crew in Brisbane. They all get together and try to get lots of events going, and they.
Who's that? Is that you mean like Megalodon and Harlem and all those guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
That comes along. Atlas, Jazz.
Yeah.
A bunch of the dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all got such different sounds and makes for a really cool evening.
Yeah.
Hey, Araya, as well. I wanted to ask, is this your first song that you're going to be putting out? Like, have you put anything else out?
No, I mean. My own, yes. Yeah. Ando and I released Rome. What was that? A few weeks ago now.
Yeah, about a month ago we put out Rome. Yep.
Yeah, which is
okay. With this song being so personal to you, like, how do you feel about it coming out? Like, have you been feeling any emotions coming up to this? Any type of anticipation? And how do you anticipate you're going to feel once it is out?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think I've just been trying to get it done. Same as Ando. Like, we're just busy over here with life and just trying to push forward and do what we can each step at the time. So I've just had my brain in do it mode rather than feel mode.
Yeah.
I think I just hit the point a couple months back where, like, we'd been working on this for, like, ages. Since the start of the year?
Yeah, I think it's been a while. When did you send us the verse? Kudos. Was it the start of this year or was it late last year?
No, I feel like it was the start of this year.
Yeah.
Was it late last year? Wow, this year's
we might have started the track late last year and then I might have sent it to you early this year. Yeah.
So we've tracked it a few times and Ando will send it through and I'll just be like, nah, I can do it better. Nah.
I had some computer technical issues in amongst all of that too, which didn't help. I had some hard drives crash on me and I didn't have appropriate backup things in place, and there was some other things that happened, but all in all, I think it all happened the way it was supposed to happen. But I just hit that point a few months ago where I was like, and I think I'm just over it. I'm just numb to this song now.
Just get it done.
Listen to it that many times. Exposure therapy.
Yeah, totally.
No, there was definitely some processing of emotions, and it may change, but for now, I'm just happy to have it finished and. Moving on to the next thing. I just next step. Like the acute emotion served its purpose in studio, and now I'm gonna have to figure out at some point how to bring it back in a little bit, because whilst it does serve to get to that place, I think it's important to be able to touch base with it again to give the audience the truth of it all.
for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, to answer your question, I think I'm okay for now, but I'll let you know once we've released it.
We'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just always curious. It's like people's experiences of releasing music is so different to each person, and I think that changes as well with different songs, different times of your own life. I don't know. Just always curious. Sometimes people, you know, will have a really happy day. Sometimes it's a sad day. Sometimes they don't feel anything. Like, yeah.
I think, I may have procrastinated it for a bit. There may have been some inner work to do at some point when I was like, I'm procrastinating this. This perfectionism is just getting too much, isn't it? We've just got to do it.
Yeah. That's another learned skill, I think, and I'm still learning, but it's something I feel like I'm getting better at, is drawing the line in the sand and going like, no, this is good. And I think at this point, if we keep pushing, it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Like, let's just call this, that's the take and that's the one, and it sounds great and we'll go with that. Like, it's, especially when you're producing your own stuff, it's so easy to go, no, I'll do it better and I'll do it better and I'll do it better. And all of a sudden it's been 10 years and you've got 6 albums worth of material sitting on a hard drive that you just don't do anything with because you're waiting for that perfect take that's just, you know, you've already got it. It's there. It's you just can't see the forest for the trees in your own sort of mind with it, I think. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's something that I practice for myself, but something that I've definitely been trying to do with Arya and with Jai, and that is, you know, I've got a fairly good gauge, I think, on what they're capable of. So being able to hear like, yep, that's the take. Like we can work with that one. Let's run with that one. I think that's important in the studio for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pick till the cows come home. And it's, you know, for, I think, a benefit, but at some point, Nando just has to say, yeah, like as you said, draw a line in the sand. That's it.
Yeah.
It's good having people around you. Like, it's interesting being in the studio if you have too many cooks in the kitchen, or if you randomly bring a cook to the kitchen who's not a professional chef. But like, it's good. I feel like it's good having somebody around so you can be that person for each other sometimes, of going, I understand how you're feeling. I felt like that before as well, but I'm just letting you know on the outside looking in, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, this is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you're that way yourself. Like, I'll make a beat some nights. It sounds amazing. In the morning, I listen and I go, that's shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the opposite. I'll listen. I don't even know what this beat is anymore. I need to go to bed. And I'll wake up and listen. I'll go, oh, this is good. This is amazing. And like, yeah, sometimes it just takes that space away from yourself. You know, maybe sometimes we are all a little bit too close to our own music and our own vision of like who we want to be as opposed to who we are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think when you're in the thick of like working on something, like, as you know, when you're writing a beat or when you're mixing, you might listen to like a looped section of the song 150 times in one afternoon. And by the time you get to it, your ears are just cooked. Like, you need to cleanse your palate and like either go do something else or just turn it off and leave it for the day and come back tomorrow, as you say. And usually 9 times out of 10, you might be feeling, oh, this is not really sounding that great. And then you turn it off and come back, you go, actually, this is not that bad. Like, I definitely got a little bit like that with the final mix of Change. I was picking apart the mix and I was like, I felt like it was good, but I was like, it could be better. It could be better. It could be better. And so I did the final master on it and just stopped listening to it for like a week and a half. And then I went back to it and I was like, no, I'm happy with that. It was actually, I stopped when I was supposed to stop, thankfully.
Yeah. I've seen people overcook things for sure. Like, I find it a lot of the time it comes with compression, you know, they'll come in and I'll go, why is everything so compressed all of a sudden? Like, and you can hear they've worked on it for so long that it's like you were saying, like, they don't even hear it for what it is anymore. It's, you get that ear fatigue and that's a tough thing. People should teach a class on it, honestly. Like, in music production school, I wonder if they do have classes on that at some point where it's just a section explaining psychologically what happens when you sit and try to perfect something over and over and over.
It's got to be emotional attachment and detachment, right? Like, I think about if I've written some lyrics and I've had a really bad day and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, this is the fucking shit. This is raw emotion. And I look back 6 months later and it's realistically like dog shit. But I'm still going, no, I can make a song out of this. I think it's just a point of detaching from it, being like, okay, it's nothing personal, Beck. That's where you were at that point. But realistically, there's no point carrying this on any further. It served its purpose. Move forward.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel that. I think my phone's going to cut my Instagram off because I'm such an addict. I have an app that only lets you use Instagram between 5 and 6.
Yeah, that's good though, man. You got to put those regulations in place.
Definitely have to. But yeah, I might have to get going before it cuts me off abruptly and you're like, where the fuck did he go?
Sweet as, man. Well, thanks heaps. I appreciate you jumping on for a call with us, and yeah, we'll definitely link up and hopefully do some more stuff soon.
Definitely. And this Friday, let's do it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Friday, it's coming. Yeah.
Awesome, brother.
Good stuff. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Catch you soon.
See you.